All right, the time is 7 o'clock, and I call the January 15, 2025 meeting of the Village of Suffern Planning Board to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. First item on the agenda is Rumba Grill and Bar sign application. Please come to the podium.
Bruce looks so dapper today.
He went today.
Okay.
I concur. He's a handsome devil, Bruce.
Subject to.
Subject to RNC.
Hi,
Hi, how are you? So please state your name and address for the record.
Loida Ortiz, and the address is 20 Chestnut Street in Suffern, New York, 10901.
All right, so just describe what you're here for, and we'll go from there.
I'm here to get approved for a sign for my new bar and grill.
All right, my understanding is, according to our building inspector, it is compliant. He did have to, there was not a certificate of use or a fire safety certificate. However, he did go there today to take a look at those things.
Yes.
Can we approve? I mean, did you find out what he had to say about it?
No, because he might have gone after he did
Okay.
this. I
All
wasn't
right,
there.
so can we approve the sign subject to?
Yeah, I think subject to,
Yeah.
right.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to vote on it, so, and it obviously subject to the certificate of occupancy and the fire safety certificate.
Okay.
All right, do we have a motion to accept the sign application?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Halper, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Dale, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Best of luck to you. And it is subject, we'll find out from him on the other two issues. And best of luck to you.
Okay, perfect.
That was
Thank
pretty
you.
easy, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Have a
Give
good
us a
night.
memo, I'm sure, and then once I have it, I'll call.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good luck. Skip to this one.
To, what's the next one? Yeah, go to 156.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to skip to item number 3, 156, 160 Wayne Avenue, the multifamily project.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hope you enjoyed the holidays. As you may recall, we were before your board in December, at which time we saw it, and your board helped us get a letter from the building inspector confirming that the project was authorized to go forward. We received a memo late this afternoon from the building inspector, which confirms that pursuant to the zoning code and the previous approval and the zone change, that the proposed 3-bedroom townhouse is allowable, and also that the proposed project size is no more than the maximum 4.5 rooms required by the code. It contains several other technical requirements that, on preliminary review with our engineering and planning consultant Pete Gato, do not present any issue, and we'll be able to comply. So we're looking forward to appearing before your board. If I could just get a sense of what you would be looking for in our next submission so that we can meet all your board's objectives.
Yes. I understand the plan was to give more detailed plans once you got this. Was that your game plan, so to speak?
And that's what I'm asking for. What are you looking for in more detailed plans?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the standard site plan with, the whole 9 yards,
Sweet.
elevations and site plan and a regular full-blown site plan.
Are you looking for like a SWIP at this point? Stormwater pollution prevention plan, or does that come later?
You don't need that necessarily for approval, but it will be drainage. And one thing you might want to ask, or the board can consider, is if you want to send this out to the planner to look at. That's up to you, sometime,
So I think we're waiting for the county to come back to us.
Well, no,
right?
they're gonna give additional plans.
Yeah.
So the county will probably even
Okay.
take a second look at.
So we got to send out for a second look, right?
Sorry?
So we sent everything we did have to the county, and when you send the more detailed site plan, we got to send that back to the county. Do we
Okay.
send it to the state?
Well, yeah, to everybody.
Okay, yeah, we got to send it to all the involved agencies, the county, the state, and everybody else. So I think the next step is to get a more detailed plan and present it to us, and then we can send that out.
So what is your, again, I just wanted, so elevations, obviously detailed site plan, not to SWIP at this point, like in terms of supporting a negative declaration or secret
Right.
determination,
Well,
what would
again,
you be
it's-
looking for?
It's in the code, but, you know, again, your standard site plan, submission, you know, whatever, you know, I mean, you know, whatever details you have with respect to the units, et cetera. Again, this was, it was more than a conceptual plan, but less than a full site plan, I think was the
Understood,
Yeah.
understood. So we just want to make sure we're meeting all your objectives. All right, we'll look at the code, and then does your board then, I guess, at the next meeting, or would you schedule a public hearing, or how does your board go about it?
I mean, we've got to send everything out to everybody else. I mean, does anybody have any comments about, you know, how you want to handle this? I mean, I think we send everything out, see what all the other agencies have to say before we sort of supersede them. Anybody else have any comments on that?
I would agree. I just want to get a feeling of any issues that whether it be the county or the state or whatever else comes back with, so that we're slightly prepared before we start opening up to a public meeting, just so we can kind of either internally address what's going on, have a chance to digest it and everything else.
Okay. And you do have the memo from the building inspector, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so obviously you're going to address those issues and...
Yeah, like I said, when we just got it late this afternoon, but our initial reviews, they don't present any problems, and then we'll be able to comply.
So, yeah, I think if you're ready, come back in February and present, and then, you know, we'll go from there, and...
When's the submission deadline for your February meeting?
Usually it's 2 weeks before, and we've got to talk, I know it's Mr.
you
Magrino. Mr. Magrino's birthday.
You may have the meeting on the 19th.
Are you sure?
Yes, as long as everybody says happy birthday, you may have the meeting.
All right, I mean, it's not going to cause any problems at home, is it?
No problems at home,
All
no,
right.
it's me.
So it looks like it'll be the 19th as long as there's no problems in the Magrino household.
Well, we don't want to cause any, so we're flexible on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, I think that's about it. So we'd like it 2 weeks prior.
All right,
And again, if you don't have it or you need more time,
go to March.
the meeting can push it to March or whatever.
Yep.
But
Yep.
the one thing I mentioned to the board, I don't know if you want to do it, you don't do it on every project, this is a bigger project or a medium-sized project. If you want to send it to the planner, typically you set an escrow. If you don't want to do that tonight, I'm just putting it out there to, I guess, take the board's temperature if that's something they would look to do.
Any thoughts on that? Sending it to the planner?
Whether to do it now or at all?
No, not right now, it would be at
Yeah.
some point, but typically this board would establish an escrow, and usually Joanne's about 2,500 or something like this.
Yeah.
And then it would be sent to the village's planner to do a review and, you know.
I feel like if the planner had more detailed information, we'd get a better review, so I think I would...
So probably send that out at the next meeting. Once we have everything, I think we'd probably just send it to the planner and send it to everybody and go from there.
All right,
I just don't think it makes sense of sending it now when, you know, it's not complete and she's going to have to do it
understood.
again.
Who's the village's planner? Can I just-
Nelson Pope?
Nelson Pope, okay. Okay,
All right.
thank you very much, appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Happy New Year again.
Same to you.
Happy New Year. All right, we have one more. Hold on, we have a student here, right? Do you have any questions?
Nothing like getting called
You
right
sure?
now, huh?
All right, just making sure. Okay.
You're in. It's like about an 8-minute speech you have to make, so.
Do you have
go right
anything
over
you
there.
want to say to us? All right, just checking. All right. There you go. She will never come to one of these again.
Well, you picked the right meeting, because
Yeah.
it's over.
All right, so,
One more thing.
Item 2 on the agenda is 14 Wayne Avenue. We're sending our a letter over to the village board. And I think there was a, Mr. Stanbridge had a suggestion that we have a provision in there that if the properties were ever to be sold, not together.
Yeah, Rob put some language in there.
Yeah. So are you satisfied with the language?
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments on that? We don't have to vote on it or anything, right?
Well, I
It's
would
a
vote just here
conversation? Okay.
to send the, you know,
right.
everybody's good with the memo?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, just take, why don't you just do a
All
motion to
right,
approve
all right,
that?
do we have a motion to accept the memo and send it to the village board?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Stanbridge, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Dale, all in favor, say aye. Aye. The motion carries. Okay, almost done, young lady, and then I'll sign your form. For $5, I would have signed it before the meeting started. Just
You're on
kidding.
tape.
Just kidding. Oh, yeah, there's Bruce nailing me again. Anyway, do you have any miscellaneous issues to discuss, other than my faux pas on camera? No?
No.
Any old business or new business to discuss?
Nope.
All right. We are looking at scheduling the February meeting for February 19th, 2025. Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
Do I have a motion to schedule the February 2025 meeting for February 19th?
I'll make that motion.
Is that Mr. Halper?
It sure is.
Mr. Halper, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Van Sickle, all in favor say aye. Aye. The motion carries. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to.
Mr. Dale, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Halper, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.